My name is Nicole Iradukunda and I'm from Belgium. I am a second year graduate student in the Student Affairs Master's degree, post-secondary education, and I'll be graduating in May. So yeah, I like to actually take care of my small business that I own, an e-commerce business or jewelry business. So I like to promote it online, of course, because it's based online, and shoot content on different social media platforms and update my website, of course, as well. So you can see all the jewelry I'm wearing. It's my brand. Relationship-wise, like my family and my friend, everything I knew was back home. I had already built that community there. I had my family close. I live with my parents, so I didn't have to worry about anything like rent or anything like affording anything like meat or anything like that, because I was living with my parents and I had that support system with me. And also like career-wise, when I came to the state, before I actually came after high school, so I was really looking for an adventure, more like learning English and then probably pursue my bachelor, but I wasn't really set on a major yet. So, but however, when I came, and then also being like a business oriented, I wanted to do marketing. And then around my second semester, I kind of switched it to public relations, because I wanted something where I can also tell my story and where I can also communicate that in a different way, and then also have the marketing part of it. I was able to take more risk than I would have if I was just back home, because back home I never really thought I could actually do such coming from being a dependent person, depending on my parents, who come here and be independent and do everything by myself, and trying to afford life, trying to afford university. For me, coming here, I actually came on vacation. When I came here, that was my parents who paid for the vacation to come see my aunt, because I have an aunt here that lives in Iowa. And the funny thing is, it was always my dream to come visit the state when I was back home, but it was just for me to come visit. So I never really envisioned even studying at that time when I was in high school. I remember maybe sometime people asking me, so are you planning to stay there and study? I was like, maybe, I don't know. Because I didn't even know the process, how things are supposed to work. So the first plan for me was to come here, visit, explore. I feel like when I just finished, we have like the summer break, so I graduated in June, and then I think a week or two after, I traveled here. So from July to mid-August, I was here at my aunt. I came with my brother, so we just like stayed with her, and then at some point she just mentioned like, are you interested in studying in the United States? I was like, oh yeah. I was just like, yes, that sounds so cool. Like, how do I do that? So knowing that she also is a UNI alumni, I knew she knew how the things would work. But when I came, it was not actually my first plan to come study. It was mostly like being like exploring. Yeah, definitely. So the fact that for me, I actually like came and then at least have a reference for like my family, like one member of my family here, my aunt, that was helpful in a way, because I wasn't like quite lost and having no guidance in a way. But again, having that support system that is not there anymore, my parents, my friend, everything I knew was not there anymore. It really got into me, especially I believe the first 6 months to a year. I really was doubting myself a lot if I was able to make it for the whole process. I really was kind of like lost in how would I make connection, how do I make friends, like especially when you come here in America, like there is this like you come here and then you already a minority, of course, like you already treated different because of the way you look, and then you also have an accent because you are from abroad, and then those things just keep adding up for you to like putting the limit, you know, how much you can do or how much people like perceive you. So you start really feeling like, do I really even belong here? Can I like make friends? Can people accept me for who I am and everything? So it's kind of really hard. So until for me, I really met some of the, I remember that time, the way I was making friends through the CIP was to be with other international students who were also like going through that process. But most of them, they would come maybe like for 2-3 months and then they go back home. So for me, it was like, it kind of stayed longer. And then when I also started into my academic class, I get introduced to like different organizations such as ISP. That time, I think that was an organization I know I really felt lost, because even if at that time it was kind of helpful to have other international students to relate to, make friends, but I believe I only had one truthfully friend at that time that I could like tell my struggles, like I'm really not feeling it. However, I know what brought me here at that time was really set on finishing my degree or trying to finish it, because I knew that that's why I came here. So I was trying to really like, even if I was feeling lonely or not a sense of belonging at that time, I just pushed myself through to like, I need to make my parents proud, I need to make myself proud. That was also a struggle. The food was a struggle, because like the food that we're eating in the dining center were just the same thing. Even if they keep claiming that you and I have the best food, was also like adjusting to that culture. So trying to cook my own food, also I had to like learn how to cook my own stuff, because some of the food were not like what I'm used to. The cold was also a challenge. Coming in Belgium is cold, it never get this cold and this snow in Iowa as well. And then again, like missing my friends, missing my family was also a struggle, because that's just ongoing if you haven't made like a really good friend. Because here in America, I feel like you make casual friends, but not like people you can rely on, people who feel like your family or someone who you can trust. So that was also something that was a little struggle the whole time I was here. So yeah. And I feel like there is a sugarcoating of the experience. So really setting the understanding for students about the costs of school and outside either tuition, books, and everything is really important, because it's really expensive to afford. So just making sure people are aware of those things, that they know how much the school is gonna cost. You will have struggle, you will miss your family, you will have it won't be always as like rosy and easy as you think. Being full-time for international student immigration wise, I don't know if that they can do anything about it, but like maybe allowing students to even take 6 or 9 credit to be able to maybe lower that cost and then be able to afford, while also being able to work and study. I feel like those two policies can really change, be game changer for international students who struggle, especially with the resources available on campus is really helpful. And I feel like, at least for me when I came, I didn't really have all that knowledge, or maybe it's being thrown at you at once and you forget. Because so having that follow-up for international students, like extended orientation, that would be really helpful. Someone asked like, where are you from? Like they asked this, like the supervisor at that time asked this question to my co-worker and not directly. So they really went back they were like, where is she really from? So because they were really like saying that I'm not supposed, being black, I'm not supposed to be coming from Belgium, or like people from Belgium don't really look like me who come from. So in a way he was asking like, you look black, you're supposed to come from an African country or like a different country, like not expecting you to come from an European country and stuff. So the fact that that person went in my back and asked my co-worker, and then to hear that from my co-worker really hurt my feeling, because I was like, so being black is an issue. Like if you wanted to ask, you could actually ask me. I would tell you the truth that of course I'm from Belgium, but I was also born in Rwanda, so I would walk you through maybe my story, but I'm not obliged to do that. So understanding that really people here are sometimes not open-minded and they don't understand everything that go around in the world, that's really an issue. And that's something that kind of stuck with me a bit, because it always feel like, so am I supposed to always say like, I was actually born in Rwanda and then raised in Belgium and then came here. So kind of like telling my whole life in like one sentence for people to accept me or understand me. I was like, like, why do I do that? If it was a white person, even if they were born in a different kind of country, they probably wouldn't have been asked that question. So just being aware that just we face some stuff like that. So you face some microaggression, you might feel like you never belong, or you always have that belief that, okay, I just have to go through this, and I was never able to face that.